Hey there, we're gonna go ahead and demonstrate the application. We have an in domain user account that we can use to test this out. What we're gonna do is that yes, now he's able to deploy. Sorry for that. I go ahead and deploy. Test latest code, install. Add-on is installed. We should be able to see it here on the side. We get the approval flow, and we continue. Here are the settings, and the sensitive ones are connected to an external service, and the restricted one is the drive permission, the full drive permission. We allow. The way this works is that you can have files in your drive. Let's call this a test share document 1. And you can have this monitored and observed by the application so that they are automatically shared when someone comes and requests the file to be so. The way it works, you are meant to use in here a webhook link for something like Zapier or make.com or any other place that you can trigger a flow with the data of the file that was shared and who it was shared with. As of now, I'm just going to add an endpoint and start sharing the folder to demonstrate. I'm sorry, the file. Once you have activated the sharing of the file, you can have access to it by clicking it again, or you can also come here to the see all the files you're sharing section, and you will have the data of where it is being sent to, a direct link so that you can see what file you're talking about. The ability to remove it entirely from the application, or the ability just to stop sharing it for a little while. The way this works now is that if I go with this to a different account, let's say this one, and try to get in, I can request access, and the application will automatically pick up this access request from this account, granted as a viewer, and notify the endpoint of the change of status. The idea of this is that that was it. It takes a little while, a few seconds, but it was done. And once that is done, you can go back and see here that your file has been shared. You do have to refresh. And there we go. If I select my file, on top of saying it is already activated and the endpoint, it's telling me I have one request that has been satisfied, so it's shared with one person. You can also see that back here in the CL files you're sharing section. And finally, you also have this option down here so that you can take a quick look at how your balance looks on the server. In here, we will see when you started your current plan, when does it expire, how many credits is left, and the link to the file that was automatically shared. It is sent to your drive, so you can take a quick look at it. So that's kind of it. This is the application. The objective of this application is to allow people to keep some sort of retrieval of information of who wants to see some file that he might have advertised somewhere. And the initial credits are $29.30 a month, and this is kind of like a freemium. We intend to provide different tiers of plans for this. We already have our homepage. We have privacy, terms of service, and that's pretty much it. If you have any information, why don't we use lesser permissions? I mean, I already showed how we use them in the application, and the question now is why. I tried to use a lesser form of the permissions in Drive read-only, and drive dot file. The main problem is that when I interact with a file using the workspace add-on, using the cards interface, I cannot use the Google Picker UI because it's not an actual, it's kind of like the cards interface that we're working with, and it does not seem to properly tag the files that are selected so that we are able to get and retain the permissions to control it over time. As far as I understand, that happens with a Google Picker, but to use the Google Picker, instead of using the card side interface, I think that we would have to send the user outside of the Drive native interface, and that's not something we want to do. If you have any instruction on how to make that tag, that selection occurs so that the OAuth is authorized with permissions over the file, even when we're working on the cards sidebar, I would love to hear back from that. And that's pretty much it. The application is serviced by a backend endpoint that receives the notifications from the monitored files and receives the notification from the drive.watch method that notifies us of any kind of change in the file so that we can go and fetch it from the change list. So that's something we do. We use a backend server because the script itself, as far as I understand, cannot be made to deploy an endpoint that can be called back by the .watch method on top of the endpoint needing to be registered in the application, as far as I understand, to be able to make this outgoing calls, and it's not going to let us register the IPv6 IP addresses that come from the application actions. So with that, I will be closing this video. Please let me know if you require to know anything additional to this application or this authorization. Goodbye.